I was trying to talk on this earlier. Wanted to talk about different levels of what anions and 0 point will do. There's a whole other level of holy shit. When you are tapping into the power of an anion, the smaller the piece, the same as 0 point, and in format third degree, the smaller the thing you do, the smaller size you go, the larger the area of affectation. The larger the area you affect. So the gift is self. There really is an underworld. Okay? We are on the other side, the other universe. Alright, the underworld is that of the dead. Do you get it? The past. So we can, through means future tense. Let them speak. Through means teleportingly, through that of walking through doorways, anion gates, that which you called a rainbow gate. And it's already been done for the sake of Taurus Mobius in the sky, because that was not part of the rainbow before. It was a clever catch. So somebody genuinely traveled through time using of magnet, full spectrum travel. It's dark as it goes back. It's not when it comes through. Flash, super photonic. So it's just like sonic boom. There's a photic flash. So, all right. I wanted to talk on if you have a set setting in super subatomic anion with respect to the chemistry must be interesting, because the affectation is this. You have this chemical and that chemical in 2 dimensions, and if you were to combine them, you might not get the same matter that you would get in the 3D unless you knew the same conditions for that of the second dimension. So, in a weird way, in our universe, we kind of look like we're on a big disc, don't we? I thought the universe wasn't flat. And it's not, because if you look anywhere in the sky, there are stars. But then, and we're on a globe, right? We're not on flat Earth. But the gift is, there were people that genuinely felt that they were. And I actually know that they're not stupid. A lot of people are. I'm not saying that there's a flat Earth, so just bear with me. What I'm saying is they're not stupid. It directly went in the face of how they really came off. I'm talking about channels on here like Vsauce. And I spent 2 hours one day, high on methamphetamine, if it makes you feel any better, arguing why the earth was round. But really the argument died at Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. They're both equal, and if they weren't, then we had a pretty solid argument. I won't say we in respect to that, except for that we're all human in this thing, and it was simply erroneous judgment. And why would that happen? When we've already been to space, already been to the moon, have satellites in space, and at any time you can turn it to the NASA channel and you can see the actual curvature of the freaking horizon. However, some people were like, we literally could not trust ourselves. But give me a sec, that's nicotine. So I am just letting you guys know there was a nicotine lozenge that I'm actually using, and it does do that sometimes. So I apologize. I realize I have to make this clear that you know that I talk about a lot of things on this channel, and a lot of it are just suppositions. I don't yet know. But I say it anyway for my own self in the future when she does. So I wanted to talk about Man-P, David, and graphene with respect to a crystal wafer matrix, or a crystal. It is, as you said yesterday, of cardboard like that same design, perfectly inside 2 plates. to represent two dimension, and it's already been from posterity, future tense, aligned so that the 2D will work with the 3D. And that's simply for their interest. You have two discs coming at you. One of them is like this. They kiss. So you understand the shapes, like I'm picturing, like, yeah. One head goes that way, one head goes that way. Well, with respect to coins trying to kiss at the edge. So we understand that using a two-dimension that way and a two-dimension that way, one can, without using a fracton, truly reach anion to regular three-dimensional space. For the sake of time is already perfectly the same. There is a Tempion, actually. So there is a time. There's a lot to learn, a lot more dimension, timepiece. Yeah, a time particle, a time piece, a time wave. So there's more to learn, okay? Because time is part of the electromagnetic spectrum too. We never thought about that. Entropy is, therefore I am. Do you understand what that means? I am only going to get smarter, only going to get better, because I am all you in me in the form this one. Even me, for the sake that I'm in me too. If I say the horde, that would be limiting me, because he had only had, I think, 23. And then the gift is there's a computer too. For the sake of Google life, for the sake of Google, for the sake of, let me look up something. You know what I mean? So I look it up and I happen to know it. We would have Google in our mind. So quantum entangled with a brain-shaped hard drive. Crystalline is cool, but just a brain-shaped hard drive. Every nuance of every connection that is in your mind. Every single connection that you have. I'll even donate my brain to science. In the form quantum crystalline. So then we would be able to actually program in learned particle programs, learned connections. We would be able to, in the future, using this type of device, have a program of information that we learn from science at the moment, experiment, future tense, and be able to, from any universe that showed the experiment, because a lot of sacrifices end up being made in those circumstances. So in the case of, like we did before in wars, we learned a lot from World War II, guys. My shit that I don't witness. You know what I mean? It's just there. I witnessed it. It was witnessed by me. I saw it. So I have a future time that gets frustrated with me sometimes because she's literally not wanting to say these things, because in a quantum universe, one where everyone is truly quantum, all you need to do is say something in existence and it will have existed for the sake of Murphy's Law. What can happen will happen. Well, then I tell you, I can win the lottery because I heard I did. I have. So then I need. If you need, you have. Need equals have in my universe here. It is the haves and the will haves. That's the way I'm going to do it. So doing that, I'm in the real universe too. So I'm going to literally do this. Apply it voodoo style. Meaning, in my little universe, I already won the lottery. Hallelujah, true. Woohoo! I've already said it on a day in January to myself. So now here I am this day, March 20th, 2021. I need to be able to demonstrate that in true form. Because it's not like I get the numbers right on the first try, that's for damn sure. So the thing is, I want to talk about other things besides numbers, because I want to be able to step into a movie and you would literally be an extra on the film. You might not actually be in the movie, but you would literally be able to step into the film. You do step into the film and witness as if you are in the movie. And you can be in a quantum verse, you would be able to see from the eyes of the people in the film. Even animals, even particles. We can do that for fun. You know, a little ion, like an ion. Hey, you never know. It's kind of funny that we call ions like what we do. with respect to particles that don't have. It's almost like either imaginary imaginary particles. So then one could, using alpha particles, ions, would be able to teleport. You're not wrong for making. You know the incredulity I got coming through me too, because I know it's not sounding. But then I've seen things I can't explain, and I know unless you go religious and say miracles, there was a crate of gold, but it didn't make it all the way through, so it looked like a hologram. But I saw the device that was being used. Iridium, osmium, these are two that come to mind. I don't know what's up with that. You had named all these metals that were valuable. Palladium, platinum, nickel, even. You said, well, we'll have all this gold, so we'll probably want other cool things that are probably valuable. And for some fucked up reason, we had to make nihonium expensive. The funny thing is, it's easy to make with a magnifying glass. In a time when we learned that M equals EC spinning, you know what I mean? The cool part is I'm talking about the square root of the square root of, oh my god, it's not M equals EC spinning triangle. It's M square root of M equals EC squared. No. Yeah, square root of M equals the square root of EC squared. The square root of M equals the square root of EC squared. So it's the root of matter. So you have to find the exponential truth and hit it with 2. That's all you gotta do. So it's still the same process. You put you need refractive index to catch the light. You would have to do that under extremely bright conditions, I think. I don't know. Making gold out of light, making nihonium out of light. We would be able to literally dial a spectroscope. Literally pick it. Let's just go ahead and pick that matter. We would be able to by picking the light frequency. We would literally be able to guesstimate what the next one would be. We will literally be able to make astatine, but I like to call it astratine for the sake of rho, for the sake of astatine, to make it stable, because there you go. Here I am. Put it in there because I believe in it. Yes, ma'am. Astratine. Be a star. Be a star. I can't imagine what that code is, but I have a pretty good idea. I'm being a little sarcastic. Just being levity, because there's no joke here. This was very real. So the square root of M equals the square root of EC squared. So the square root of M times itself would be M. So you would have aspect, one part of it, and then the aspect of itself, on itself, in the form plasma goo. You realize we would literally be able to program the spectroscopic signature for a fermion plasma without even making plasma in the form of that much heat. So we would literally be able to, in that form, manifest it in a computer that knows what to do with respect to the rest of us. This is awesome. I'm glad I'm recording this. Good to hear. That's actually really good to hear. So that's future self talking through me, and others in the room with me in the time, Dream Team times. At least I hope. So Dream Team is really we're setting up the Infinity House. That's what we're gonna build. The domain home domain. Yeah, each person can have it. Oh, my phone's about to die. So we'll get on all that. I got it all over this channel. Check my stuff out. Cheers on the M squared or M equals EC squared. So stupid for not getting that. For real. Thank you.